Oh my goodness, it's so wonderful to see every one of you this morning. Um, I was a little bit on the struggle bus myself this morning because I shot two weddings. I shot a full wedding on Friday and another one yesterday. So I try to not ever have two back to back because one by itself is pretty exhausting. Um, Two is a little bit like running a marathon, and I am not a marathon runner, as most of you probably know. I know Kim knows that. But yeah, I just woke up this morning, took a little slow, did my own stretches, and you know, I decided that phrase kept coming to my mind, that we need to be compassionate with ourselves and realize that we're all trying our best. We're all trying our best every single day. I know every one of you, some a little bit better than others personally, but I just know that you're all the type of people that do your best. And when we're doing our best, and it's still difficult sometimes, you need to just say, I'm enough. Everything I'm doing is enough. And wherever you land that day, whatever you accomplish, whatever level of perfection you reach or don't reach, it's enough. So, once that phrase started circling my brain this morning, because I was thinking earlier, am I going to be enough? Can I get up? Can I bring my energy to this practice? Because Sundays are the best day apparently for most of you, because that's when we have the most people. And I said to myself, I'm going to bring what I have, and it's just going to be enough. So that gives you ease. That gives you a sense of peace, and I hope that that's how all of you are feeling as well. And so with that, let's go ahead and begin our practice. All right, so let's just begin for a moment in a seated position. Just taking a couple of minutes for breath work. If you want to, you can close the eyes or bring the gaze down the nose in a soft, quiet manner. Begin to bring your mind into more of an introspection, more internal. Begin to let the extraneous sounds, smells, activities, let them all go into a place that doesn't invade your bubble right now. And in this bubble, just feel as if no one is more important than you right at this moment. Even when we care for others, even when our heart goes out and we have such compassion and we feel the pain of others, right now, take care of yourself first. So just become aware of your breath. Allow it to come in and out in a very natural manner. Ground down through your seat. Feel yourself held and secured by the energy coming up from the earth. Listen to the softness of your breath. Listen to the way it calms your system and gives you everything you need in this moment. You are enough. I am enough. And just feel yourself become more at peace within this bubble take 3 or 4 more breaths. If you have the eyes closed, you can begin to open them. Hopefully you already feel more of a sense of calm and relaxation. It's amazing how just a minute or two of soft meditation can really do wonders for the body. All right, we're going to begin on our back. So go ahead and lie all the way down. And we're going to take a supine Baddha Konasana. So lying down, just release the back down all the way. And then we're going to bring the feet together and let the knees fall out to the sides. If you need some sort of support or pillow underneath the knees, always feel free to, you can always bring your 2 blocks if you have your blocks, or just let the knees fall open naturally. Your feet can be up closer to the pelvis, or they can be further toward the front. So just create the diamond shape that seems to work best for your body this morning. Feel the hips evenly placed. Elongate the spine slightly. You can take your hands underneath the back of the head. Just lift the head up a 1/2 inch, pull the scalp a little bit toward the back of the mat, and then lay the head back down. Allow the shoulders to drape toward the mat. Feel the collarbones open and wide. Breathe into the throat. Open the throat. Once again, say to yourself, I am enough. Bring your breath in a little more deeply here and feel it come all the way down into the belly. As you inhale, you may feel the belly inflate, draw up. The heart is lifting. As you exhale, release the air from that balloon and just let the pelvic bowl fall toward the earth. Your feet and legs are soft here. Inhale again deeply, and then releasing that air out of the balloon slowly as you go. Feeling the hips open up here. We're going to be doing a little bit of standing poses with some open hips. So we're trying to gently allow them to release. Take a couple more breaths. If you're holding any tension in the hips, see if you can soften the ball and socket joints. See if you can release any gripping that you may have there. Sometimes we do it unconsciously. It's just a natural response. The body wants to protect itself. And that's one reason why when you are tense or when you're stressed, the body tightens up. It's a fight or flight response to stress. So what we try to do in yoga is to release the tension and stress mindfully by using the mind, and then the body can follow suit. All right, one more breath here. And then go ahead and begin to bring the knees up to center. Pause here with the feet hip bone distance apart. And then heel toe the feet out to the outer edges of the mat, and we're going to allow the knees and the thighs to just fall inward toward each other. So we're getting an internal rotation to the hips, countering that pretty extreme external rotation. If you take a slight pelvic tilt in this position, you may feel a little bit more sensation in that hip rotation. Just play around with that and see if that feels good to you. Breathe in deeply again, pull the breath down to the belly. Release it out and just let the pelvic bowl, the stomach sink down toward the mat. One more breath like that here. Alright, then open up the knees. Keep the feet where they are exactly. They should be on the outer edges or just on the outside of the mat. And then allow both knees to drop over to the left. You may want to bring the arms into a T off the shoulder and perhaps coax your right ear toward the mat. So you're getting a little twist in the upper spine, feeling that hip flexor, especially on the right side. Get a little gentle stretch. Use your breath, pushing it to any place that feels particularly tight or restrictive. All right, then inhale, bring the knees back up to center. We'll drop both knees over to the right, creating that windshield wiper effect with the legs. And if it feels appropriate, you can coax the left ear toward the mat. So getting that little extra stretch, little extra twist in the cervical spine. Let your shoulders be heavy. Breathe into that left hip flexor. Just allow that left leg to feel nice and heavy. Let gravity do its gentle work in pulling the leg down. You don't need to press it or activate the leg here. All right, let's inhale. Bring the legs back up to center. Heel toe the feet in so that they're hip bone distance apart. Bring the hands to either side of the hip, and this time take an active pelvic tilt, drawing the pubic bone up and pressing it toward the ceiling. Exhale and roll it all the way down. Inhale, pelvic tilt, pressing up sort of more actively with the lower back. Exhale, roll it down, create that concave effect with your lower back. Pelvic tilt as you inhale. Exhale, roll it down, just really gently opening up and warming up the back. This time when you inhale, press down through the feet, lift up into a bridge pose. Activate the quads, feel the glutes, strengthen and hold the pelvis nice and even. Make sure that your hip bones are evenly pressing up. Take an extra breath here, hold this bridge pose. And then exhale, roll it down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, press up to bridge pose, lift the arms up and overhead, and reach the fingers up toward the back behind you, like you're getting a morning stretch with the upper part of your body, but you're strengthening and holding the bridge pose in the lower half. Exhale, roll down, lowering the arms in synchronous effect with the hips. One more time, moving bridge. Inhale, up. Pause at the top of that inhale. Feel the breath work its magic through the body. And then exhale, lower everything down, hands and hips. Draw the knees into the chest. Circle the hands around the knees. Hug yourself and offer yourself once again the affirmation, I am enough. Let's roll to one side. Press down on whichever side works best for you. And let's come into a wide leg seated position. Wide leg being relative to your body. Some people's legs can go way out. Mine are somewhere in the middle, and yours may be a little bit more narrow, but just sit in that manner where you feel a little bit of that stretch on the inner thighs. I want you to activate the legs and press down through the sits bones, drawing the energy up that center channel and creating a really nice posture to begin. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale and ground down. We're going to take the right hand to the inside of the right knee. Left hand is going to come up as we inhale. Exhale, curve over to the right. Your arm is going directly over the ear. See if you can roll that left shoulder back just a little bit. Turn and see if you can gaze up at that left arm. If that's too much on your neck, just keep the neck in a neutral position. One more breath here. Feel that beautiful side stretch. Legs are active, feet are flexed. Inhale, come up to center. One breath in the center. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, ground down. This time, left hand comes to the inside of the left knee. Right hand comes up on the inhalation. As you exhale, slide that left arm down. Right arm is coming over the ear. Turn and press that right shoulder back a little bit more. Pause here. Feel this beautiful curving stretch. We so often forget the side body in our daily life. We stretch back and forth, but the sides are just as important. We're a three-dimensional body. Inhale, come all the way up. One more breath in the center. Lift the heart. Exhale, ground down. All right. Swing those legs around and let's come into tabletop hands and knees position. I'll see how long we can continue here with Miss Fluffy on the front of my mat. She's very unpredictable. Oh, there she is. All right. Come into tabletop. Drop the belly down and gaze up to the ceiling or the sky, in my case, for cow. Exhale to cat stretch. You want it there, don't you? Get here. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Just really give yourself some grace here. Just move with this flow at your own speed. Pausing wherever you feel you need a little additional attention. Think of the spine as a wave and press up through the navel to really help that upper back reach to the ceiling. And then just let the hips open and widen each time you come into cow tilt. Couple more. As I said, I'm feeling like a nice slow flow this morning, so I hope this feels good to you as well. On your next exhale, come back into a neutral spine. We're going to press back into an active child's pose. So by that I mean we're going to keep the toes curled underneath. Instead of flattening the feet and going all the way down, keep the toes curled underneath. Stretch the arms out and keep the elbows up off of the mat. So instead of just relaxing all the way down, this is a much more active pose. And Robbie at Half Moon, where I used to teach, always called this Mecca pose. So I think that's a good name. I don't know if that's usually how it's known, but I think it's a good way to distinguish this pose from child. So the arms are active. breathe into your lower back here. Really send your breath all the way down the back. Feel it go all the way to the tailbone. Toes are getting a little stretch here too as they're curled under. Inhale, come back up to tabletop. Exhale into mecha pose. Inhale to table. Exhale to mecha pose. Inhale to table. This time we're going to come all the way through, lowering the front part of the body down. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Stay here for a breath. Elbows are tucked tight to the body. Inhale, lift the head halfway, come into a cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press up to cobra. You're keeping those elbows really pressed tight to the body for control. And once more, inhale to cobra. Little back bend here. Exhale, come all the way down. Curl the toes underneath. Once again, press up and back into that active mecha pose. This time, pay attention to your shoulder blades and really press them to the outer edges of the body. Feeling that strength and awakening coming up through the arms. Walk your hands over to the left, and left hand comes over just slightly, but right hand comes over and palm stacks one upon the other. So you're getting a slightly more of a stretch here on the right side and the right shoulder blade. Really breathe into that right side of the body. Let it out completely with each breath. And then walk the right hand back over to its starting position. Left hand is going to come over. Left palm stacks on top of the right hand. Same thing, just breathe now into the left side of the body, getting a little bit more opening. This is also really good for the immune system. It helps flush out the lymph nodes underneath the arms. Stimulates all of that activity that helps keep us safe. Move the toxins out of the body. Inhale, bring both hands back to center. Bring them up and stack once again in tabletop. All right, we're going to widen the knees slightly. Raise the right arm up. Draw the fingers up toward the ceiling. Exhale, sweep it under and bring that right arm through and underneath the left. This time getting a little stretch in the shoulder blade the other direction by putting the emphasis on the right arm. Left arm is fairly inactive here. If you like, there's always the option to take that left arm and stretch it out in front of you and maybe roll the heart down toward the mat if you want a little bit more of an upper back stretch here as well. At least I feel it a little bit more intensely when I create this shape. Up to you. Bring that left arm back, press down into the left palm, unwind. Stack back into your table. Inhale, draw the left arm up, sweep it up to the ceiling, and then exhale, bring it down and through the right. So coming to rest on the left shoulder blade and on the side of the head behind the ear. Breathe deeply here. I am enough. Everything you're doing today is enough. Right arm can stretch out in front for a breath if that feels good. And then bring your hands back down, press into the right palm, lift back up, and set back up in now into a traditional tabletop. We're going to curl the toes and press back into downward facing dog. Keep those knees nice and soft. In fact, bend them a little bit as we press into this first downward dog. But pay attention to your core and really draw the energy from the core and press that back toward the hips. So we're pressing and using the energy from the core body rather than just trying to stick the booty up as high as we can get it. And this really helps lift and support the body in the most appropriate way. Let's take a deep breath in and then just let it spill out the mouth. A nice cleansing breath. One more in. Cleansing breath out. And again in and out. All right. From here, let's walk the feet up to the front of the mat. Taking little baby steps as we go. If a forward fold is better for you with blocks, always use those for your support. Keep the knees a little bit soft here as well, and just sway back and forth a tiny bit, bringing the head from right to left. Just swaying the body. When you do this, I can already feel a little waking up in the glutes, in the IT band. Just a nice little, hello, wake up, we're here. All right, and then bring your hands up to your shins, elongate through the crown of the head, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, arms up and overhead. Reach and really elongate through the fingers here. Feel the feet root down, fingers reaching high. We call this rooting and rising at the same time. Bring your hands down to the side. Exhale in mountain pose. Draw your right arm up, reach it up and over the ear and create a standing crescent. Bending over to the left. Bring your balance into that left leg and feel your body being supported on the left side, even as you feel the stretch through the right. Inhale, come up, right arm comes down, left arm, next breath. Inhale as you reach the top, and then standing crescent over to the right. Feel the energy coming all the way up through the left side, over the ear, out through the left fingertips. Inhale, release that arm down. Bring your support into the left leg. Begin to lift the right leg up. Open the hip widely so that the knee is coming out to the right. And then bring that right foot up either above or below the knee, creating a beautiful tree pose. Keep your balance by finding a spot that you can rest your gaze. This is called your drisdi. But don't make your gaze super hard. Just keep the eyes soft. If you wish, you can draw the arms up, growing the branches of your tree, lifting your energy a little bit higher. I am enough. Everything I do is enough. Exhale, bring the hands down if you have them up, and bring the right leg down. Root down through the right leg this time. Begin to draw the left leg up, deciding whether that foot comes above or below the knee. Feel the strength coming up through the right foot into the core to stabilize you. And then decide if you want to grow the branches of your tree on this side. Imagine, what kind of tree would you be if you were a tree? Seeing those beautiful autumn colors just always brings our attention to the trees, and they're so inspiring to me. Exhale, bring the hands down, lower the left foot down. Take a breath in mountain pose. All right, we're going to take the left foot and step it back into a long stance. Dip into your front right knee. Left foot is at about a 45-degree angle, and then we're going to break the hips so that they are facing laterally toward the left side of your mat. So this is a lateral position. These are warrior two legs. Once you're here, you can draw the arms out, reaching in either direction. Lift up through the crown of the head, but slightly press the shoulders down. Feel the strength and balance here. Drop your left hand to the left thigh. Inhale the right arm up. Reach those fingers high for exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Really getting that beautiful side stretch now. That's why we prepped for this. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot on the right foot and parallel the feet now to the sides of the mat. Bring the hands to the waist and begin to slowly fold forward with a flat back, hinging with your hips. Sorry, I didn't tell you to carry your blocks around, but if you need those around here, try to grab those and get those in front of you. So blocks or fingertips as you come into a wide leg forward fold. Exhale, bend the elbows back, drop the head down and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale and fold. Now keeping the body square toward this left side of your mat, I want you to turn your toes slightly out and heels slightly in. Dip into that front right leg, and we're going to walk the hands a little bit over to the right so that they're in front of so that they're next to or parallel to the foot. Inhale, come back to center, straighten the legs. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left side. So this time you're dipping into the left knee. Using your blocks to walk with you as you need. Inhale, back to center. So create a little bit faster flow here at your own speed, and we're just going back and forth into a really slow Skandasana. You're going to feel that stretch in the inner thighs, in the groin. One more time, back and forth. Again, at your own pace. And then once again, come back to center, bring your hands down. Pivot on the left foot, pivot on the right, come back around to the front of the mat. Dip into that front right foot. Heel toe the feet slightly out, the right foot slightly out to the right, and then find yourself in a runner's lunge. Let's just rock back and forth a little bit, warming up. You can feel this in the Achilles and the calf, just a little tiny rocking back and forth. Again, you may be up on blocks as well, works either way. And then bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to draw that right foot back. Press back to downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale into your downward dog. Drop the knees down. Keep the feet curled. Press back into Mecha pose. Elbows are up. Arms are activated here. Inhale, come forward to table. Press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to table, knees down. Exhale, press back to Mecha. Just a little mini flow here. Inhale to table, exhale to downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward once again, coming to the front of the mat. When you arrive, inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. You lengthen through the spine, you draw the heart forward. This is not just a throwaway movement here. We're really lengthening so that we hinge forward from those hips and get even more length through the spine and more of a stretch. Root to rise, press down through those feet, come all the way back up, arms up and overhead, hands come down to the heart. Take a breath here. We're all doing our best, and it's all enough. This time, step the right foot back into that wide warrior two stance. Turn to face the right side of your mat. Right foot is at a 45-degree angle, dipping into that front left knee. Inhale, bring the arms out, feeling yourself balanced from right to left. Turn so that your gaze is over your left middle finger. Slightly drop the shoulders down the back, even as you're drawing your energy up through that center core channel. Drop the right hand to the thigh. Inhale up, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. We're going to parallel the feet now, coming to completely face the right side of the mat. Bring the hands to the waist. As you inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend forward, coming into Prasrita Padottanasana, our wide leg forward fold. Hands coming down. Draw those blocks around if those are helpful to you. Always just go ahead and do that. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, bend the elbows back and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Turn the toes out. Heels are slightly in now, about 30-degree angle on those feet. Bend the front left knee and walk the hands over to that side so that your hands are roughly next to the knee. Inhale as you come center, and then walk the hands to the right, bending into the right knee. Once again, just create this rhythm at your own rate. You can make it more flowy and more energetic if you wish, or you can just walk and tiptoe those hands from side to side. Just make sure that you feel supported either way. One more time, back and forth. And then come back to center. We're going to pivot on both feet to point the toes more toward the front of the mat. Walk the hands around to the front. Heel toe that left foot slightly to the left. Come into our runner's lunge. Once again, just rock back and forth. Really slight movement here. We're not putting too much torque and too much, we don't want to go way out over the knee, but it's just more, really you're feeling it more on the right side and with that Achilles. All right, bring your hands down, bring the left foot back, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, drop the knees. Exhale, press back to mecha pose. Inhale to knees. Exhale to downward facing dog, creating that little mini flow once again. Inhale to knees. Press back to mecha. One more time through. Inhale. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward once again, coming to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, press all the way up, arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers and press the palms both up toward the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale, bend over to the left, standing crescent with hands together. Inhale, draw to center. Exhale, crescent toward the right. Inhale, arms up. Release both arms down by the side. Step back with your left leg. Once again, coming into Warrior Two. You all know the cues by now, so just make your Warrior Two. Feel balanced, feel strong. And then this time, we're going to take the right arm to the top of the right thigh. Lift the left arm up, coming into a side angle. So the left fingers are nice and straight and long, and that energy is coming all the way down into the left ankle. Inhale, come up to Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Once again, exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Straighten the front right leg. Bring the arms together. Arms back down. Bend into that front right leg. Bring the left arm around to meet the right. Step up toward the front of the mat. Take a breath here in mountain pose. Step back with your right leg. Create your Warrior Two. Open those arms nice and wide. Feel the strength of your core as it stabilizes and balances you. Always want to make sure that that energy is coming straight down the middle of the body. Hips are open. Legs are strong. And then drop the left forearm to the left top of the left thigh. Bring the right arm up and over. Create that beautiful long line from the right fingertips all the way down to the right ankle. Inhale, use that core strength, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, once again, side angle. Exhale, Warrior Two. Bring the right arm around to meet the left. Step the right foot forward. Once again, take a breath here in mountain pose. Feel your body all nice and warmed up now. Blood may be pumping a little bit. Might feel kind of warm and tingly with energy. Know that you're doing your best. Check my time here to see which direction we need to go with this. All right. We're going to inhale the arms up. We're going to do one more series with this Warrior Two. Step the left foot back. Come into Warrior Two. This time, we're going to drop the right forearm. Bring the left arm up and over. And decide, you can either hold this here, or as a little extra challenge, you can try to bring that right arm forward so that the arms are now parallel and your core strength is holding you in place. Come back to the supported side angle. Come back up to Warrior Two and come to step at the front of your mat. So you have an option there. You can go into the regular side angle, or you can try it with both arms up. Definitely takes more strength, takes more control through the core and the back. So use your judgment, whichever feels most appropriate for you today. Step back with the right foot. Create that Warrior Two. Feel nice and strong, feel balanced. Exhale, come into your side angle. Arm is reaching over. Decide if this is where you need to stay, or if you'd like the challenge of reaching both arms out. Hold yourself steady. Make sure you can breathe. And then left arm back down. Lift back up to warrior two. Step back to the front of your mat. Inhale, the arms up and overhead. We're going to flow down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to table. Uncurl the toes and go all the way down into that prone position once again. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, release down. One more. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, release down. Bring the forearms out in front of you. So we're going to bring the elbows just underneath the shoulders or slightly ahead of the shoulders. Pick up your right leg and press the toes back. See if you can elongate through that leg. Same thing with the left. This creates a little bit more length in the spine. Lift up through the heart and press the shoulders back. Your head is very neutral, so I don't want you to crank the head up. If you need to let it come down, you can always do that. Or if it's really a challenge, you can always bring a block and let the forehead rest on the block. So a lot of options here for Sphinx pose. But if you can hold just a traditional neutral Sphinx, just feel the breath. One more. And then let the head come down. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up. And this time we'll go into a regular release into child's pose. So fully release down. Relax the forehead down to the mat. It's up to you. Arms can be extended or you can bring them around to the back next to the feet. In a full balasana. I am enough. Bring the arms back forward, come back up to the knees, and then swing your legs around. And have the feet all the way out to begin. And then we're going to take the right leg, cross the right foot over the left knee. Sit up nice and tall once you've created this first beginning twist. Bring your right hand around to the small of the back. Left arm comes around, if you can, to the outside of the right thigh. Lift up and then begin your twist around to the right. Now only go about halfway to begin on your first breath. Just feel that first little place of resistance. It's going to be different in each of us. Breathe into that place. And then after a couple of breaths, if you want to try to deepen your twist, you may be able to come around and maybe even glance over your right shoulder. Just listen to your body, honor it for where it is today. Release and relax. And come back around to center. Uncross the right leg and cross the left over the right. Once again, draw the energy up. Left arm comes around behind the body to help provide that leverage and support. Right arm comes over. Once again, lift up and begin your twist around to the left, stopping first at that first resistance point. Think of it like a series of speed bumps. Make sure you can get over the first one before you move on to the next one. And again, it's never about how far you go. It's really just how it feels in your body. And it's different for each one of us. One more breath. Come back around to the front. Straighten out those legs. Let's do one sweep forward fold here. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward. Breathe into that lower back. Breathe into the hamstrings. And raise up one vertebra at a time, and we'll all come down into a supine position. We're going to bring the arms out into a T off the shoulder. Slightly scoot your hips over to the right, and then let both knees fall over to the left. Just a nice little easy twist. If you want a little bit more sensation here, you can take the right knee and draw it more forward. And perhaps take your right hand just to the top, just to the outside of that right thigh. You're not pressing hard, you're not trying to crank it down. But sometimes just the presence of your hand is enough to telegraph to the body that you're wanting it to release and get a little additional stretch. So it's just a really subtle thing. And if that doesn't feel good, then don't go there. That right shoulder down. And bring the knees both back parallel with each other. Invoke your core muscles to help support the lower back as you roll the knees back up to center. Slightly scoop the hips over to the left, and then allow the knees to fall over to the right. Both shoulders are down on the mat. Ease into this first position of the twist. And then if you want to, you can draw that left knee more forward. Maybe take your right hand and just gently place it on the outside of the left thigh. Just coaxing a little bit more. Release. I'm super tight down here today. I'm super tight in my back because of all of the heavy equipment that I lug around as a photographer. And so my back really needs a little extra love today. I'm being really gentle. Use your core muscles to help support yourself as you roll back to center. We're going to elongate the whole body, release the legs down, set up for your Shavasana. Create whatever shape seems to speak to you today. If you'd like the legs up or some support. Just find that sweet space where you can let go of everything just for a few more minutes. Come back to your breath as your sole point of focus. Let that breath carry you inwardly. Take a little bit of introspection here. Ask yourself if you've been too hard on yourself lately. In any way. Know that you're doing your best. Give yourself grace and love and compassion. Begin now to bring your mind back into your physical body. Invite some energy back in. Perhaps allow the fingers and toes to get a little tingle of awareness as you offer some movement. you're ready, draw the knees into the chest. Hug yourself in gratitude and in self-acceptance. And then whenever you're ready, roll to one side. Take it slowly, but come back up. Let's all close this practice together. Take a deep breath in through the heart. Let it expand. Send that loving energy to all parts of your body, no matter what's talking to you today, no matter what you feel isn't perfect or enough. Send the message to yourself that it is. Let's draw the arms up and overhead. Reach upward toward that which is source. Everything. Draw the hands down as you release, bowing in Anjali Mudra. The light in me is honored and so grateful for the light in each and every one of you. May you carry on through your day in loving self-compassion and then spreading that compassion to all who are around you. Thank you so much again for practicing, and namaste.